Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Today we'll be doing a sketch of Puss in Boots. So, as everybody knows, that made famous by the Shrek line of movies, Puss is the daring cat who helps Shrek in his mission, and they become good friends. So he's very daring and very skilled. So let's do a Puss in Boots today. It's that is one hand, that is the forearm. I'm going to try to put this together as best I can. So that is one hand going there, and what I'm doing with this is that he's holding a sword, or one of those fencing swords. So, or we can call it a musketeer sword. And then, of course, I have the huge head right here. Put in a nice big oval to start, and on the top there will be his hat, and we'll see how this works for us, because things can change as we're going along. Now, one panel of the hat I know is pinned, stuck, or stapled to the top of the hat, and there's a curve like that. So we got the hat out of the way. Now, with his hat, his ears are not visible as far as I remember, and we can put in like an onion or a turnip shape right there for the chin, and we'll be pretty much off to the races. We could increase this a little bit more because the hat is a bulky hat, and he has this feather sticking out on this end. So we got the primary sketch down. Let's draw a line here like that. Somewhere around there is the mouth and the nose. Nose is probably around here. So we will put in a nose very quickly. So little cat nose. And I would recommend using simple lines like throughout, like very thin lines, and then you could make certain lines darker if you have to, but this should be the practice. Just keep like very thin lines going, as I'm using faint lines right now. So there is the mouth, and this goes into a sort of a white musketeer beard, because he's designed after the musketeers. So I'm going to put in an eye somewhere around here. So to make it he has this huge eyeball, putting in a glint right there. Putting in another spot for a glint. There's the cat's eye, and then he has this slightly lighter brow, and we'll give him the oh, there's this rim across the cap, which I did have in place. Show a little pin right there, and this can even be expanded, but it depends. And then, of course, there's the feather going. There's the strap or the buckle. Let's make a compartment here. and there's the rim of the hat going right around the head like that. Now one of the eyes here is hidden pretty much, but what we can do is we can yeah, right here it will show a part of the sword. So I'm going to put in a handle like that, his paws right there. Bit of the sword handle, just go along that line straight up. And we got ourselves a pin, but that is the musketeer sword. So that is the essential, those are the essential like sketch lines for cat. And what I'm just going to do is, because he has all this fabulous beautiful orange fur about him, he has these whiskers too. Now he has this fur about him, and what we'll do is just put in, since I'm using a pencil and you will probably be using a pencil if you're following this, and I'm just putting in some tones here. So the hat is like drooping down, so more of a shadow on this side than that. You could even and then cast a little shadow here as well. So I'm showing him like hunched up a little bit, but there was something like this also to advertise Puss in Boots' own movie. Or something along this line. I'm pretty sure that I have seen it. So if you're coloring, yes, you will have to use just darker orange tones to get the fills going. But if you're sticking with a pencil, just like, go along sort of like that. Give him a little tone in the fingers here. There's a little shadow going right there, right under the round curved handle, right between the fingers. You could put in some tones. You could put in some tones right here where the knuckle area is supposed to be. Give the sword's handle a little tone. Let's put in a little curve, because this is essentially metal, so we'll give it straighter tones, and perhaps even tone going like this. Now I've used a plain design here. You could probably check, and I think he has something that has some patterns on it, but not necessarily. It might be more accurate along these lines that I put in. And then of course tones right there, because we have managed to put in some shadows, so let's get those going. So darkened strap, and of course heavier tones in this area. Some of the forearm going right there, and of course then we have the very important cap. Now I believe that there's a huge red strap right there, and the rest of this is essentially dark, unless you want to focus in on the material and then put in some additional tones of your own, that is absolutely fine as well. I'm just using a flat tip just to fill this out quickly. And oh, and of course, Puss in Boots was voiced by Antonio Banderas, as far as I remember, and along with the rest of the cast, it was a standout character, in my opinion. Very funny and very effective. And right here now, the feather, you can go into as much detail as you like, but if you want to make things like just go faster, you could go with some rough lines just to finish off the sketch, or you could go into detail and, you know, crank out each little line. And in some versions the feather is even heavier, like it goes like right, I think it's like bulging like right behind the cap, like this. And in that case you could even make it more expressive, but you'll have to work in the sense that make that texture different than the fur of the cat itself. So there we have it, quick sketch of Puss in Boots. If somehow you haven't checked this out, you should. Very funny, very entertaining, and you have fun drawing. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe and keep in touch. Have yourself a wonderful day.